Jerry's office.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's What's on Your Wall. What is this, the third
I believe it's
edition?
the
Third
Third.
edition. That's right. Because
Now-
mine then Ken, so now it's Jerry.
Now it's Jerry. Now I want to talk about what is not in this office before we talk about what is in your office,
Okay.
Jerry.
Okay.
And that is at the back of your computer. There used to be a sticker that said Meat Maniac, and it's no longer there. What's
Right.
going on
What
with
happened?
that,
Well,
man?
because you gave me permission to take it off.
It was-
and I'm sure that I have a photograph of it that we can put in a
Okay.
bonus material. But it was up there for weeks before I even noticed it.
And it was a weird kind of, I think JR sent me a gift of all of these like weird meat-based things, and it came with a
Yes.
sticker
Really?
that said Meat Maniac, and I just had it hanging out in my office forever, and I thought, I'm just going to stick it behind Jerry's monitor and see how long it takes him
Yeah.
to figure out it's not there.
And it took me quite a while.
I think it took a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
and then you finally
easily,
looked, and he's
easily.
like, Meat Maniac?
Yeah, where did that come from?
But other than what is not in here, there's a lot of stuff that is in
It's in here, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much as was in Rob's office, I don't think, but still, there's a fair amount of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about, I guess, this in particular, the meaning behind
What are you talking
this?
about? The
Yes.
stains on the wall?
Well,
there-
yeah,
And if,
but
can you look up into the ceiling?
Yeah,
We're
that's
missing several ceiling tiles here.
you're really getting behind the scenes of the Joy FM.
right. And it's a rainy day today, and I think we're actually testing the fact that
They
the-
supposedly fixed it.
yes, the ceiling had a bad leak, and Jerry got the worst of it. It smelled really bad. In
Oh,
here, too.
yes, yeah.
It had nothing to do with Jerry. It was.
That's what
All the
that's
ceiling.
my
But you're talking
story,
about
and
the
I'm sticking
sign.
to it.
Right, yes.
It says, life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And then there's a butterfly for some reason. I don't know what that has to do with
It's
rain or
dragonfly.
dancing. But that actually has been in the offices here at the Joy FM since at least 2010. And it used to hang over Sheila Richards' desk. And she passed away in August, I believe,
11,
or July
I think. Yeah, 11, I think
of
it was.
2011. She had been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and had gone through several surgeries and a lot of chemotherapy, had beaten it, had been declared cancer-free. It came back, more treatment, cancer-free. It came back, and that last time she just couldn't beat it.
Yeah.
And,
And for those who don't know, you co-hosted a morning show.
yes.
With Sheila for many years. On the
Yeah,
Joy
actually
FM.
Yeah.
3 different times. I first started working with her in Louisville, Kentucky. And the very first time, my introduction to Sheila, because she was from Louisville, but she had been working in country radio in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I was the program director of a radio station in Louisville, Kentucky at the time. And she came to Louisville to do a morning show on a mainstream adult contemporary station. And she called me shortly after she got there because she knew I worked at the Christian station, introduced herself. Hey, I'm Sheila Richards. I won the first 3 years I knew her. Anybody she ever met, she always made sure that they knew that she won an award as the radio personality of the year from the Country Music Association for a small market in Shreveport, Louisiana. I'm a Christian, and I just moved here, and I'm taking over at, I can't remember what the station was, Light 106.9, I think is what they used. It was a soft AC. I hear that Carmen's coming to town. I was wondering if you could get me tickets. Well, Sheila, it's a free concert, so yes, I guess I could. And that was how I got introduced to her. Well, I lost my job at that radio station, but a friend of mine was the program director over there. And so I called him and said, well, we've got we need somebody to come and co-host the morning show with Sheila. So I started working with Sheila there.
Wow.
And then when I
Okay.
came to Atlanta, by then she'd moved back to Shreveport, called her, and we got her to come to the Joy FM.
Right.
And then I left for a while, and she left for a while, and then we both came back. She came back first, and then the guy she was hosting with left, and I then, for the third and final time, co-hosted the morning show with Sheila.
And how appropriate is it that it says life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass, it's about learning to dance in the rain, when there's like rain stains
Yes.
all down the wall
That
behind
was quite
it.
appropriate. That was very
Yes.
appropriate.
I love it. Oh, well.
Yeah.
I never met Sheila, but everybody that I've met that knew her just
She was a
beams
treasure.
when they
Yes.
talk about
She
her.
was,
so.
and like anybody, especially if you spend enough time with somebody, especially that time of day, 5 o'clock in the morning, you got to know them pretty well.
Yeah.
And she'd be the first to tell you she wasn't perfect, and she had her quirks, and there was just a lot of Sheila about Sheila, you know, like making sure people knew that she'd won this award of the year, and she never saw a need. If she saw something that she wanted, she'd ask for it. Mm-hmm. And as I got to know her, and as she matured in her faith, because she was a fairly new Christian when I first met her, she continued to ask for stuff, but it started being for other people. If she saw a mom in need, a single mom who was having a hard time, and we had a concert coming up, can I get some tickets for this show because I know this mom loves, because she was listeners considered her to be personal friends if they had one conversation with her, and she would remember their names, she would remember their situations, and so she was always looking for ways to help other people, and she was very special. She'd drive you nuts, man. She would drive you nuts. But she was very special. Very special.
That's great. Can we talk about this big box of cassette tapes?
Yeah.
This is not exactly on your wall, but it's in your office.
For people who don't know, this was actually what's the word? Cutting edge technology for audio at one point. These are old cassettes, and I got these at my mom and dad's house. In Ohio, one of the times I was back there last, my dad passed away a couple of years ago. He was a pastor for years and years and years. I think he started preaching in 1957, and he preached a few weeks before he died, and he was 92, I think. Anyway, these are a bunch of cassettes of his old sermons that I am digitizing, and will eventually someday, hopefully, start a podcast of his old sermons.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm going back and I'm listening
what
to
a
them.
treasure, man.
They are, but I got to tell you, the sound guys at this church that recorded it, they weren't top notch.
Oh, okay.
So you got
there's
some
a lot of
processing
noise.
to do.
Yeah, I've got some work to do, but it's just nice to be able to go back and pop one of those in and listen to, because he was my pastor as well as my dad.
Yeah.
My whole life, just about, you know. And so to go back and listen to some of those sermons. And these are from a time period when I wasn't living nearby. I was, I think, in New York for most of the time, because a lot of these are from the 80s.
Okay.
So some of these I had never heard, some of these sermons. So
Wow.
that's what's in that box.
And there's something about hearing a recording of your dad. We've got one of my dad sitting at a piano not long before he passed, and he could sing and play piano, and we've got it on a little mini cassette, but there's just something about it, you know. I mean, these days everything's on video, you know. When all of us are gone and our kids are looking back at relics, they can just pull up Facebook and find videos of us there. You know,
right.
It could be, kind of a scary thing.
Right,
but still, it was, not as common to have those things. No. But for your dad to have all those recordings, that's a treasure.
Yes.
That is truly a treasure.
Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
It really is.
And you got lots of treasure over here.
I do have a lot of stuff over here.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff I'm not even sure where it came from. And I get a lot of books for some reason. Publishers, because we're in radio, and you guys probably get some too.
Yes, we get.
Want you to review it or have the author come on and do an interview. Well, most of those books, I just it's a book, and I just throw it away. Some of them I've kept, and some of them have been given me to other people. These Christmas ornaments actually came, if you turn them around, it says Danny Goki. So they were everything from Danny Goki, Be Light and Hope. This coffee cup is from
John Waller.
And his coffee company. This one, I think Shannon, another person that I co-hosted an afternoon show with some years ago, brought this back from a mission trip or something, had gone somewhere.
Well, that's cool.
I don't know where the teddy bear with the Santa suit came from. These were, my dad collected bookends.
And those are Thinker
for
bookends.
some reason.
Yeah,
and so I grabbed these just to have another memory of my dad nearby. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Necco wafers.
I remember them very well.
That's the same company that put out those Sweetheart.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever realize this. It stands for New England Confectionery Company.
Oh,
That's
okay.
what
I didn't know
Necco
that
stands
either.
for. Well, they went out of business, and Necco wafers were going to go away.
Yeah, and the Sweethearts went away for a couple of years.
Yes.
And they're just now coming back into stores. But when that happened, I sent my wife Terry down to what's that country restaurant that
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel, because I knew they had them.
Yeah.
I said, Terry, go down there, and if they have any, buy them all. So she bought like 32 rolls of Necco wafers for me. Well, a listener heard me talking about it, and she sent this, and I haven't even opened it yet. It's
Wow.
still sealed. This canister, a gift canister of Necco wafers and American
So it's like an
Classic.
emergency Necco wafer.
But
Yeah.
they're coming back into stores. They had gone out of business. Another company bought them, and they're now starting to do, because they had other candies besides just Necco
Yeah.
wafers and the hearts. So
Right.
they're making a comeback now. So I may have to crack that open.
Yeah, and with all the sugar in them, they'll probably last forever.
Oh,
you know? Just like Twinkies.
I would think so.
yeah.
Yeah, well, they're hermetically sealed. There
You're
too,
right.
so.
And right on top is an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile. I remember the day the Wienermobile stopped by.
That was
the
great,
station.
Missed
wasn't it?
that day. I wasn't
missed
here
that
that day.
day?
I think it was on vacation when
Could
that
be.
happened.
Yeah, they
I didn't
came.
realize you missed
Yeah,
it.
I missed it.
And we
that
got
would've
to
been
go
right
for
up
a
your alley.
ride.
We did.
was
That
great.
was one of the coolest things, riding around town, and everybody that we passed looked and had this wide gaze on their eyes, because I mean, how could you not stare at the Wiener?
Right, I know.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing that was amazing is the people who were driving. These are two little dainty college-age
Yeah.
girls.
Oh, they were
who,
great,
for the
too.
summer, were just going around in the Weenie Mobile.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, it's funny. That was funny.
Well, Jerry, we appreciate you inviting us
Oh,
into your
I do
office.
have one more thing I
Oh,
want to
what-
show you.
okay, yes.
I'm just trying to get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, that's right. What about
Mr.
the
Fancy
fancy
Pants.
pants sign?
Yes, tell us about that.
Make sure the battery's still good.
Oh,
There it is. It
lights.
lights up.
Ooh.
Man,
I
that
don't know why.
is fancy.
My daughter got me this, I think for Father's Day a couple of years back. I opened it up and I gave her a look, and she said, "I don't know why, Dad. I was walking through the store and I saw that, and it just made me think of you for some reason." I still don't know why,
Right.
but it was from my daughter, so it's on my desk.
There you go.
Yeah.
And if I ever become a superhero, this will be my name.
All right.
Fancy Pants.
We'll have to get him a cape with the FP
There
in the
you go.
background. In the back.
I like that. All right. Cool, man. I think that'll work.
Yeah.